Hey everybody, Northwood Yankee here. Born and raised in the North. I've decided to do my channel based on everyday things that I do, normal life for me. So give me some time. This is not a full-time job for me like it is for some people. I put my stuff up and make my recordings as time allows. Things I'll be doing and things you'll be seeing if it interests you is we're going to be swinging chainsaws, doing radio stuff, uh, jarring and canning, home repairs, welding, tractor work, vehicle repairs, running sawmills, and a wide variety of things. That's just what we do up here. So if these things interest you, check things out, follow me, and hit subscribe, hit that like button, drop comments. Feel free to ask questions. So with that, take it easy. There's an old song way back from the 60s, I think. I used to hear it when I was a kid at home with my folks. And the chorus of it went something like, "Time is on my side." When it comes to saving your life or the life of somebody you care about, that song does not apply. Time is not on your side. We don't have the luxury of having a script. We have, movies and myths over here. And then way over here on this side, we have the real world. That's where we need to be. We don't have the sound effects over here. We don't have the computer generated imagery. We don't have the multiple takes, all the cool angles. No. It is down to earth, shit and get, real life, do or die over here. Over here is where you get all your fancy fake stuff, which way too many people think is real and try to relate to the real life over here. You can't do that. So when it comes to these and having to use these or knives or whatever to defend yourself or people you care about, this over here, the myths, the movies, is irrelevant. You need to be over here in real life 100%. Time is not your friend at all. You don't know what's going to happen from 1 minute to the next, 1 second to the next. You don't know if you might be facing one threat, two threats, four threats, six threats. You don't know what your threats are going to have. Are they going to have rifles? Are they going to have pistols? Are they going to have knives? Are they going to try and run you down with a vehicle? I've seen crap before. Oh, vehicles aren't weapons. Oh, bull crap, they aren't. Your little car's out there. That's a 3,000-pound bullet, bud. You drive a half-ton pickup and you run somebody over with that. That's a 6,400-pound bullet. That is a weapon. I don't care what the anti-gunners say. It's a weapon. You use that object, it's no different than this object. It's a piece of metal. This has bullets, cartridges, brass, lead, whatever. That has a motor and a gas tank. It's an object. It doesn't do a thing by itself. The only way it works is a human being makes it do something. So, depending on how your deck of cards falls and what threat presents itself to you, depends on how you're going to have to deal with it. And you're going to do one of three things. You're going to fight, you're going to flight, run like hell, if you can maybe, or you're going to lock up and freeze and probably get killed. And that's your choice. So over here, we know in the script, oh yeah, we're gonna practice this and practice this and practice this, and everything's gonna work out a certain way for the cameras. In real life, oh no, we don't know that at this point in time on this day or this night that this one person is gonna come and do this certain thing to me. Nope. I've been in so many situations, I can't even remember them all over many, many, many years. And I haven't had one yet that's been scheduled, that's been planned, that's been rehearsed. And they've all been completely unexpected. When you're just working outside, minding your own business, and all of a sudden some dude comes wandering up drunker than crap because he's pissed off at 10:30 in the morning because you disturbed his drunk. And he wants to start a fight, and he wants to bring a big heavy stick with nails in it to try and take you out with it. What are you going to do? Never was instigated, never seen the guy before in my life. But he was drunk, he was mad, so he was dealt with. So another, situation, a coworker of mine, he was in a real bad situation just a few months ago in the middle of the night by himself. He had no help whatsoever. It was him and another armed guy for 7 minutes. And the other guy is no longer with us, and my coworker is. And I've been in those same situations too. I am known as a shit magnet, and another coworker of mine is known as a shit magnet. And in all the time we have worked together, we often worked weekends, evenings, and afternoon shifts. We were known as the shit squad. So if anything bad was going to happen, if anything detrimental was going to happen, it was going to be him and me. Guaranteed. We had this black cloud. It's like this nuclear mushroom that plagued us. And it never failed. And it sucked. But that's how it rolled for us. So dealing with threats. You show up at something, somewhere, and all of a sudden you're face to face with this armed, deranged individual. What are you going to do? You're going to stand there in front of this guy with a gun who decides he wants to kill you and call 911 and think everything's going to get put on hold until somebody comes to fix the problem? You're dead. So in the previous video before this one, I mentioned a mess that we got into. And I was the point man. It was less than a minute from the time we arrived until shots were fired. The threat had the advantage. The threat could see us, but we couldn't see him, had no idea where he was. We were trying to find him. So from the time I finally found him, saw the threat, and it went from 0 to, oh shit, the shit has just hit the fan. It was less than 2 seconds from the time I saw him till we had shots fired. That is not a lot of time. So in that less than 2 seconds, you've got this acronym, OODA loop. You've got to observe that threat, orient to that threat, decide what you're going to do to that threat, and then act on that threat. That's your OODA, OODA. And then it's a loop. You're constantly doing that cycle. So, in 2 seconds or less, you walk through a doorway, somebody comes into your house, you're in a grocery store, and you're presented with somebody who is willing to use deadly force against you, or somebody you care about, or both of you. It's on. The fight is on. This isn't the movies where you stand there when somebody has you at gunpoint and you say, I'm going to call the police. No. If you were ever at this point of looking up that hole, you have a problem. The police are not going to get there faster than somebody can shoot you. Hopefully, you can take care of that threat before it even gets to the point of looking up the business end of a gun or somebody getting a knife stuck in you. But people get killed every day, right? I have seen people die. I've seen a lot of people die. And seeing the life go out of somebody, it sucks. I don't wish it on anybody. Nobody. I hope I never see it again. I hope you never see it. I mean, I'm talking to you, people I've never seen before, and I hope you never have to see it and deal with it. Because you are looking at a human being who just lost their life, whatever their reason may be. And it sucks. And in our line of work, we save lives. Some you wonder how they survive, how they make it through it. We done it. Just did it this summer. Yet again. And you wonder why, how. And then other people, you bust your ass trying to save them. And they die. And then you tear yourself apart, wondering, well, if I had done this different, would they have survived? If you are ever in a deadly force situation or scenario, you have to be right. Guns aren't toys. You're responsible for every bullet that you send. You own it. And you have to be right. You know, the courts these days, not all courts, but many courts these days, politicians these days, people in general these days, it's just stupid how people who clearly injure or kill somebody defending themselves when they were clearly not provoking a fight are prosecuted. And in some cases, they get convicted of it. You know, okay, so scumbag just walks up and shoves a knife in somebody in the store parking lot. It doesn't incapacitate them, so they turn around, they manage to pull out their concealed carry, and they waste the guy. Oh, so they get called a murderer because they shot the poor scumbag who just shoved a knife in him for no reason. I mean, my God, this is friggin' America. But unfortunately, that's how some people think. The poor criminal got hurt. It's ridiculous. So, like I said, with these, you need to be right. If you pull that trigger back toward another human being, you need to know that deadly force is justified. Not, well, I think it is. And I've seen, I don't use Facebook anymore. I get so tired of the idiots on there. But I have seen people in this state make claims that, oh, if I see somebody out in my yard and I see them trying to get into my car, I'm just going to shoot them. Don't do it. Maybe some states you can get away with that, but in this state we have some pretty good gun laws, honestly. But somebody breaking into a vehicle doesn't justify deadly force at all. So if you decide just to shoot that person, whether you kill them or not, you're in a world of crap. And you can't go into court, well, they were breaking in my car, so I decided to waste their ass. You don't have a defense there. You need to know what the laws are in your state. In this state, robbery, it doesn't have to be armed robbery. I mean, somebody can walk into a store or a bank butt-ass naked and try and rob it. Deadly force is justified according to statute. Arson, to prevent arson, you're good to roll. There's a few other examples. I'm not going to get into here because I don't want to get into legal discussion. But you need to know what's good where you live. And as long as you stay within the scope and the context of your law, so you know you're right, you should be good. I'm not going to say you're good because, just look at the mess of this Rittenhouse trial that went through. You had video. You had this prosecutor who didn't know his ass from his elbow. And they're prosecuting this guy over something that's caught on video where it clearly shows the state's witness pointing a handgun at the guy on the ground after he chases him up the friggin' road. Okay, so you are a person who is armed and you chase a guy up the road. He winds up flat on his ass on the ground, and then you point a gun in his face and you get shot. And then you try and say that he was the assailant. And then in court, you just want to say, well, I didn't want to say that's what happened. Well, you're doing your fancy shoulder moves. Bull. Watch the friggin' video. But look at what this now 18-year-old kid had to go through. It's just absolutely ludicrous. Know your laws. Don't get on Facebook. Don't get on YouTube. Don't listen to these idiots, your friends, your buddies. I know the law. No. Read it for yourself. And if you need to, talk with legal counsel, talk with a lawyer about it. Because you need to be right. So with that, good luck to you.